Welcome to a summary of the Tanglewood Forest. A group of adventurers, Myst, the seemingly human thief, Amanita, the fungelia Druid, Meip, the Faye-hating gnome ranger with Miep's animal companion Stan, the flying squirrel, and Thorin, the hipster dwarven fighter, all meet in a tavern to discuss robbing an ancient Faye temple. After a brawl with a group of pompous minitaurs, aided by a surly drunken orc, they tank for the minotaurs' dead bodies, the all too seemingly convenient map of the forest, and a totem that allows them entrance to the depths of the forest itself. One has to wonder what business the minotaurs had in the forest in the first place. Not long into the forest, Amanita goes missing, and in an attempt to find her, our group becomes entangled in an arduous fight against the tribe of goblins, where Meip ultimately dies and returns as undead. After running from the fight, they are rejoined by Amanita, who had been picking flowers and collecting rocks in the forest the whole time. Reaching the end of the mapped area, they come across a gated wall that they open with the tome from the minotaurs. The path from the gate leads to an abandoned town deep within the forest, and the group finds an old man caged within the town's church. He reveals that he is a dryad and once a god of the tuatha danan. He tells a tale of the war between his allied gods and their longtime opposing enemies, the Fomorians. Ultimately, the Fomorians were defeated by the tuatha danan and banished from this world. Unfortunately, when it was all said and done, the tuatha danan had very few members left, and over time they were hunted, either being killed or driven into hiding, by acolytes of the Fomorian faith. One such acolyte had taken over the body of an innocent human. The dryad also reveals that Myst has within him the power of the dryad, and after giving him an amulet born of the dryad's own body, informs Myst that the dryad is Myst's father. The group narrowly escapes a horde of zombie fungelia with the aid of the old man and descends into the dungeon leading into the Faye temple. The party navigates the various traps and monsters of the dungeon, and after fighting their evil counterparts, arrive at the ancient Faye temple site to find a figure performing some sort of magic upon an altar surrounded by hundreds of Faye, seemingly entranced in their chanting in what appears to be a summoning ritual. Shortly upon entering the temple, Miep is astonished to find Miep's ex-partner Kai among the enslaved Faye. The reunion results in mixed emotions and causes Miep to loosen Miep's hold on this world, and Miep dies in the arms of Kai. Kai informs the group that the person at the altar is the human possessed by Helba, the banshee, who is trying to resurrect Indek, king of the Fomorians. During this time, the party's presence is noticed by Helba, who summons a group of plague beasts to dispatch of the intruders. At the moment of the party's impending defeat, Myst uses the pendant passed to him by the dryad and is transformed into a treant-type creature, imbuing his teammates with enhanced power, with which they dispatch the plague beasts and exorcise Helba from the human's body, but not before she curses them in an unforeseen way. The party also discovers that the human that was possessed is none other than Myst's mother. She unfortunately passes shortly after the exorcism, though. After grabbing a substantial amount of treasure, the group returns to the town from which they departed, only to find it in ruin. And chancing upon the orc from the tavern, who now appears to be much older than when they left, Grigory, the orc, who is taken aback at seeing the group, informs them that it has been 200 years since they left on their adventure. It would seem their time displacement is an effect of Helba's curse. The orc goes on to tell the party that the minotaurs, in alliance with the dwarves, have nearly wiped out all magic save that which they themselves control, and have hunted down those of the Fae races to eliminate them. All of this under the command of their nearly, as of 200 years ago, found god who has strengthened them to do so.